Students, your free paper soon done. Don't get caught unprepared for the hard work expected of you this school year. If your parents have already bought your books, start going through them and start retraining your body to wake up a little earlier so when September morning comes, you'll be good to go. Hello there, Arroyo Eubanks is the name. Welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. Back to school is the focus of today's show, so please stay with us as we help the whole family prepare for the start of the new school year.
Householders, business people, school administrators, be on the alert. Help control the mosquito population. Destroy breeding sites. Empty old tires and all other containers where water can settle. Bore holes in old cans. Cover water drums and garbage cans. Wash flower pots and vases and clean pet dishes regularly. Protect yourself from mosquito bites. Cover your body as much as possible and use mosquito repellent containing DEET.
Good day, I'm Tamara McHale and this is your GIS News for Monday, August 17. Government has started a program to address weaknesses in the budget in a bid to improve transparency and accountability in the management of public funds. The medium-term results-based budgeting system is part of the public sector transformation program. Last week, government signed a contract with US-based consultancy firm Deloitte LLC to provide technical assistance for the project's implementation.
The objective of this project is to strengthen public resource management and to support selected public sector institutions in improving and enabling environment for public sector growth.
The first phase of the results-based budgeting system will be piloted in 3 ministries: Transport, Works and Housing, Agriculture and Fisheries, and Education. The overall public sector transformation program is funded by a loan from the World Bank and a $37 million grant from the Department for International Development, DFID. Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips says more investors are pumping private capital into Jamaica's business process outsourcing BPO sector. He says that as the investors become less reliant on state funding, government has more room to focus on other key aspects of the sector, such as infrastructure development.
It's a trend to be encouraged, and which does not relieve the state of obligations to continue to market, to develop the appropriate taxation regimes that are competitive globally.
The finance minister was speaking at a recent economic forum hosted by Victoria Mutual. The BPO sector is expected to create approximately 15,000 new jobs over the next 5 years. Work is now underway to build a 100,000-gallon concrete tank in Mason River, Clarendon. Water Minister Robert Pickersgill officially broke ground on the project last Friday. The $35.7 million storage facility is part of a $202.2 million project for the upgrading of the Mason River water supply system, which started in August 2013. It will serve about 7,000 residents of Mason River, Kellits, Sandy River, Roden Hall, Elba Corner, Douglas Castle, and Matney. Minister Pickersgill highlighted the importance of projects such as this one.
Right now we're experiencing the inconvenience of being without a continuous and steady supply of water in our pipes, and we apologize for that. We're endeavoring our utmost, as you must have seen and heard. That is why the Ministry and its water agencies are currently engaged in putting in place the necessary short-term, medium and long-term plans for the water sector.
In the meantime, 2 other contracts associated with the Mason River project have been completed. One for a $21.3 million intake facility and the other for construction of a pumping station at a cost of $14 million. Cabinet has also approved the contract for supplying piped materials, while the pipe laying contract has been approved by the National Contracts Commission and is to be submitted to Cabinet for approval. The final contract for the supply and installation of pumping plant equipment is awaiting approval from the National Contracts Commission. National Security Minister Peter Bunting has urged the Jamaica Constabulary Force's newest recruits not to get involved in corrupt practices. He was speaking last week at the Police Academy, where 244 men and women graduated from the training school.
There are going to be many temptations out there as you are deployed. There are many who will try to corrupt you. But let me warn you, please don't risk your career and reputations.
The minister also urged the new recruits to carry out their duties with professionalism and passion. Several communities in East Kingston are to benefit from a well-needed facelift under a major rehabilitation project. This will begin this October, starting with the Rockford community and extended to Ellison Road. Science, Technology, Energy and Mining Minister Philip Paulwell made the announcement on Tuesday.
We have to brighten up the place. We have to make it a far more welcoming, and certainly for the people who live there. So the Ministry of Tourism and myself, we are embarked on a major development of an elegant corridor for East Kingston, starting in about October, where we're going to do a major rehabilitation of the roadways. We're going to be doing proper street lighting, and all the premises along Windward Road will have to undergo a facelift.
Minister Paulwell was addressing a GSAT Scholarship Award ceremony hosted by the Jamaica Private Power Company. And finally, it is being asserted that ceremonies to reflect on and celebrate the achievements of Jamaica's national heroes are relevant and important to the development of its citizens. That message was delivered this morning by Delroy Gordon, Executive Director of the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission. He was speaking on behalf of Youth and Culture Minister Lisa Hanna at a floral tribute to commemorate the 128th anniversary of the birth of Jamaica's first national hero, Marcus Garvey.
The relevance of us gathering at the shrine of our national heroes and heroine may be considered by some as an unnecessary annual ritual. But it is important that as a people we pay homage to those who have paved the way in creating the Jamaica that we love and cherish so dearly. It is particularly important that we make the young people be aware of their contributions towards the building of our nation.
The floral tribute was led by representatives of the Governor General, Prime Minister and opposition leader. Members of the Diplomatic Corps, local government, the Universal Negro Improvement Association and various sectors of the society also joined to celebrate Garvey's life and works. And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Tamara McHale. Thank you for watching.
It keeps our bodies working, our food nutritious, our living and working spaces clean, and our lives comfortable. Water, the most precious resource necessary for the sustenance of life on our planet. Don't waste it. Let's conserve on this critical commodity. In the house, invest in storage containers and buckets. Take quick showers instead of long baths, and invest in water-efficient shower heads, toilets and faucets. You may also want to consider one-pot meals and cooking methods that don't require much water. You could also wash fruits and vegetables in a bowl and reuse the water on your plants or grass. When cleaning dishes, fill both sinks and use one for washing and the other for rinsing. The leftover water can be used to wash off the concrete or asphalt in your yard. If you must wash your car at home, aim for once a fortnight and use a bucket to do the washing instead of running the hose. Don't delay. Start your water conservation practices today.
I'm grateful, especially to all our public sector workers, for your patience, sacrifices, and loyalty to Jamaica. I'm so pleased to be here this afternoon to witness the signing of this agreement.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller expressing her delight as the government and public sector workers represented by the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions signed a wage agreement for the period April 2015 to March 2017. Hear more about that signing plus other stories in Jamaica House Weekly.
Wage agreements signed between government and some public sector workers. National Land Titling Program launched, and the children of OPM staff awarded for their performance in GSET exams. I'm Carrie-Ann Smith with Jamaica House Weekly. Last Tuesday, the Portia Simpson Miller-led administration signed an agreement for salaries and other benefits for public sector workers represented by some unions under the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions, JCTU. The heads of agreement will cover the contract period 2015 to 2017.
12 items from the previous contract period are still being pursued. An increase in salaries projected for 4% in year 1 and 3% in year 2.
The contract also includes increases in allowances such as supper, duty, subsistence, death benefit, and night premium. There is also a $45 million fund for tertiary education grants to children of public sector workers and plans to develop a land or housing project this financial year.
My administration takes seriously our responsibility for the prudent management of the affairs of our country, while ensuring that the best interest of our employees are always protected and secured. I know very well the tremendous sacrifices being made by the people of Jamaica as we strengthen the economy and work to secure economic growth with equity, social inclusion, and job creation.
On Wednesday, Prime Minister Simpson Miller launched a national land titling program targeting 45,000 Jamaicans. The program will bring together all the ministries and agencies of government which process land titles.
The National Land Titling Program, ladies and gentlemen, is designed to deliver the approximately 45,000 titles which are at various stages of completion in the different ministries and agencies.
The program launch also served as a titling ceremony for 63 residents of Seaview Gardens, Tower Hill, and Seaward Penn. Last week also found the Prime Minister rewarding 17 children of OPM staff for their performance in the recent Grade 6 Achievement Test, GSAT.
Can't is an evil word in terms of your education. Keep on telling yourself you can, because each of you can. You have gotten this far, you will be able to get to university, be successful, make your parents proud, and make your communities proud. You are the future leaders of Jamaica.
Thursday's function was held at Jamaica House. At a back-to-school fair in Tavares Gardens, Mrs. Simpson Miller encouraged the students to excel and called on parents to take care of their children.
I want to say to the children, pay attention when you go to school to your schoolwork, pay attention to your teachers, and be obedient to your parents. And I'm going to make a special appeal to the parents. We need to bring up the children right. And we need to pass on to them good values, proper values, so that when they become men and women, they will demonstrate the kind of discipline that we need in this country.
Children in and around the Payne Land community were given school supplies to outfit them for the academic year in September. U.S.-based charity, the Joseph Assignment Global Initiative, sponsored the event and will be extending the treat to children in Hannahtown. Prime Minister Simpson Miller, cabinet ministers, opposition members, and the Governor General supported a function held to celebrate the 45th anniversary of Archbishop Charles Dufour's priestly ordination at St. Teresa Church. Archbishop Dufour has been the Archbishop of Kingston since June 2011. Back at Jamaica House, the Prime Minister held talks with members of the National Council on Science and Technology. And that's how we close today's edition of Jamaica House Weekly. Do join us next time for the latest stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.
Preparing for back to school can be a stressful task if not planned carefully. That's why it's important for you to make a list and deal with each task one at a time. Here are a few tips to consider when shopping for books. Before you buy any book, check with friends, neighbors, and family members for ones you can borrow. You should also check with schools, churches, and community groups that may have a recycle book program or stores that sell second-hand books. After you have done all that, check the prices at various bookstores in order to get the best price. You could also buy books that will be used early in the school year first, if you can't buy all at once. Act now and avoid the last-minute rush.
As the new academic year approaches, the Ministry of Education has been putting measures in place to ensure that the school environment is one that's safe, secure, and conducive to learning. The details are next.
The Ministry of Education has been involved in a number of initiatives through the Safe Schools unit to ensure there is a continued reduction of critical incidents in school. These include the security and safety guidelines, which are being revised and will be available by the start of the 2015 school year, and will, for the first time, feature areas such as bullying in school and also cyberbullying. The policy also addresses human trafficking, which has been incorporated into the social studies curriculum and will be taught in schools for the first time in September 2015. And we will also familiarize students with the appropriate sections of the Child Care and Protection Act. Continued promotion of uniform groups. There are over 600 uniform groups in schools, with 79 new groups established in the past year. The presence of these groups is significant in promoting positive values and attitudes of our students. Plans are in place to add another 105 groups to schools that are operating without even one uniformed group. And the Ministry of Education has cemented a special partnership with the Caribbean Maritime Institute, and 15 schools will in September benefit from this new initiative. The initiative is to set up a Marine Cadet Corps in each of the schools, and we would like to see this far extended in subsequent years. A new chaplaincy program, I'd like to emphasize this also, Mr. Speaker, will be launched in September 2015. The Ministry has formed a partnership with the Jamaica Constabulary Force Chaplaincy Services branch, initiated by them, I should tell you, Mr. Speaker, that will in September see the assistance of force chaplains, and listen to this, over 450 voluntary police chaplains in different parishes, lending support, guidance, mentorship to a school near their location. Mr. Speaker, there is ample evidence of a willingness to volunteer by many of our people to help to improve our social situation. We can do more with what we have. These chaplains will give support to trauma incidents and also provide general moral and spiritual guidance during the academic year. During the month of August, 60 persons from schools will be trained with 8 modules of the International Conference of Police Chaplains in preparation for the new school year. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry continues to enjoy a good relationship with other stakeholders and who play a key role in the school. And a mentorship program has been launched in 40 schools this year, with over 20 schools benefiting from what is called a Safe School Tour. The JCF, and by extension the National Police College of Jamaica, conducted a special training with all deans of discipline, and this will continue in this month to further build capacity of the deans to take on the challenges of the new school year. The Ministry of Education's position in treating with safety should be seen as a holistic approach and not left up to an individual. As a consequence, we have mandated that a security and safety committee be established in each school, comprising both internal and external partners, involving parents, sir, involving concerned individuals, alumni, teachers, as well as administrators and the security forces. Persons and partners who should develop and implement a security and safety net to treat with all of the problems at a local level. I hope that these measures will assure the country of a proactive stance to improve the atmosphere of peace and constructive learning in our schools, which will eventually, if we do it correctly, if we do it right the first time, make for a more peaceful outcome and a more productive society.
I'm Mario Mackenzie, Robin, captain of the Calabar High Track team. And me have a message for anybody who plan to take the tablet them, or the government give the school as for use in class. You never hear so them break the tablet them. That mean anywhere the tablets there, the government can shut them down. Plus GPS tracker installing of them. And even if you find a way, and you go around all of that, the minute you go up on the internet, them are going to know. So here what you do. Just leave the youth them with the tablet. Give them a chance to further them education. Makes sense, done.
Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Jamaica's first national hero. Born in St. Anne, Garvey migrated to Kingston, where he worked as a printer and later published a small paper called The Watchman. During his career, Garvey traveled extensively throughout many countries, observing the poor working and living conditions of black people. In 1914, he started the Universal Negro Improvement Association, the UNIA, in Jamaica. The UNIA, which grew into an international organization, encouraged self-government for black people worldwide, self-help economic projects, and protested against racial discrimination. Garvey preached his doctrine of freedom to the oppressed blacks throughout the United States. He faced resistance in that country and was eventually imprisoned, then deported. Garvey continued his political activity after returning to Jamaica, forming the People's Political Party in 1929, winning a seat on the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation. Unprepared as the world was for Garvey's progressive ideas in the 1930s, he was forced to leave Jamaica again, this time for England, where he died on June 10, 1940. His body was brought back to Jamaica in 1964 and buried in the National Heroes Park. Garvey's legacy can be summed up in the philosophy he taught: black pride, the need for African unity, self-reliance, and for rulers to govern on behalf of the working classes.
Jamaicans from all walks of life, we must save energy and help the Jamaican economy. Energy saving, we say. Today. Hey. Ease up on the energy, save today, protect tomorrow. Ease up on the energy, save today, protect tomorrow. Energy saving is not a maybe, it's a must.
The start of the new school year is just a few weeks away, and I'm sure parents are busy buying items for their children to go back to school. But in all the rush, what are you doing with those receipts?
Serve. Be a pound of flour and a tin of mackerel there. How much that?
120.
120. Respect.
Yeah, my general, see you left for receipt.
John knows them thing there.
Yeah, man.
So, for this. Respect.
The law is clear. Without a receipt, there is no proof of purchase. It doesn't matter the situation or the type of item purchased. A receipt guarantees compensation in the event something goes wrong with your purchase. The Consumer Protection Act, the CPA, speaks specifically to this, the use of receipts during transactions being a duty of the vendor and the consumer. Section 20 of the Act stipulates that the receipt is your legal proof of purchase to be used in arranging a refund where needed.
Shop around, check the products thoroughly before you pay over. Ensure after you've paid that you receive a receipt.
Yes, comparative shopping cannot be overemphasized, especially in tight economic times. Customers have to ensure the quality of the product before hard-earned money is handed over. Otherwise, in some cases, you might as well be flushing those dollars down the drain. And if there is a defect, the justice system or the Consumer Affairs Commission may not be able to help you get assistance of any sort if you do not have a receipt.
We admonish consumers to ensure at all times that you have a footing to stand on if something goes wrong. And that is why we encourage you to get a receipt once you have done any business.
But within the Jamaican shopping context, with street-side deals, corner shops, and other instances of informal selling, the use of a receipt is often abandoned. In those cases, the CAC warns the consumer is pretty much not covered, legally speaking, that is. But there are ways to resolve this.
In cases where a receipt is not available, take your receipt book with you and have the vendor sign the receipt book as a way to protect yourself.
Would you like a receipt?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Wrong move, says the authorities. According to CAC surveys, motorists often opt not to accept or request a receipt because the process is time-consuming. But motorists are implored to request receipts for petrol purchases to facilitate easy resolution if a discrepancy occurs, such as being overcharged.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Total.
Good afternoon. May I get 2090? And may I have a receipt, please?
2019 and a receipt? Sure, no problem.
Here are the legal guidelines that constitute a valid receipt.
And that receipt should bear the name of the provider, the date on which the transaction took place, what was purchased or what service was used, the cost, and the cost attached.
The receipt could also show the vendor's contact information and description of the product, that is, the goods or services being sold. The price can either be written out or printed in numerals. Both are sometimes used in order to avoid ambiguity. And vendors, to protect your business in the event a dispute arises, keep a copy of all receipts and sign receipts if they do not bear the logo of your organization. The receipt can be valid for up to 6 years. So, to get justice in the event of a transaction gone wrong, the next time you pay for goods or services, collect your receipt.
Think before you burn.
And that's where we say goodbye, but only for today. We'll be back around the same time tomorrow on this station. Have internet connection? Join us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. You may also browse our offerings at your leisure by downloading our mobile app from the Google Play Store. We also have a website, jis.gov.jm, where you can get the latest information about government policies and programs that influence life on our beautiful island. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Arroyo Eubanks. Thank you for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.